Alright, what's up, kids? This is Mr. Veenstra coming at you from his house, which is awesome, because I don't have to get to school and make this video, which is also awesome, because I can do this while I make this video. I can pet my puppy dog. Say hello, puppy dog. Puppy dog, say hello. Say hello. Hello. Okay. So, we have a pet review. Get it? Haha, dog. And you just saw my dog. Pet review for the pet test coming up, which is one of our last tests in freshman algebra. You have to take your final, but other than that, this is one of the last things we have to do. So let's freaking do it. Right, vocab. Right triangle. Right triangle, remember, is a triangle that has a right angle in it. It also satisfies S-A-T-I-S-F-I-E-S. I don't know, Mr. Veenstra, like, sucks at spelling. Satisfies Pythagorean theorem. And we'll see that here in just a little bit. So a right triangle is just a triangle that has a right angle in it, and it satisfies Pythagorean theorem. I'll zoom in for all you posty people that can't see. Me, I can't see Mr. Veenstra's handwriting. Shut it. A right angle is 90 degrees. And remember, a right angle is marked just like I marked it in that triangle up there, if I could make a triangle, with that little square. The right angle is 90 degrees, or it's that little square right there. Angle. Well, an angle is just where two segments meet. What's probably more important for you is this little symbol. The symbol for an angle is that thing. That's the symbol for an angle. I would make sure you know that. Hint, hint. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Legs. Well, legs are what people stand on. No, but we're talking about math. So legs are the sides of a triangle that aren't the hypotenuse. So it'd be the smaller side over here and the smaller side down here. Those are my legs. They're the sides that aren't the hypotenuse. And it doesn't matter which sides they are. It can be my A, my B, or my B and my A. They're just the smaller sides on a triangle. The hypotenuse. Well, the hypotenuse is the largest side of a triangle. I'm abbreviating triangle with try. You should probably try to figure out what a triangle is. Wow, that was real bad. It's the largest side of the triangle, or it's the side opposite the right angle. Again, I'm abbreviating. It's the largest side, or it's the side opposite the right angle. If you draw a line from your right angle and go opposite from it, it would be this side over here. This side right here, because it is opposite the right angle. And we'll get to that just a little bit. Pythagorean theorem. Alright, well, most of us have this memorized by now. It is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If you do not have that memorized, it's probably something you should have memorized by now. Pythagorean triple. Well, Pythagorean triple just means it satisfies Pythagorean theorem, so it makes a right angle, and they're all sides are integers. I probably misspelled that too. Integers. I don't know. It's late Sunday night, man. I just had a big supper. I don't know how to spell. What are words? I only do math. Math! All sides are integers, which just means whole numbers. Whole numbers. Complementary angles. Complementary angles add to be 90 degrees. A complement is always the right thing to do. right angles are 90 degrees. So complements are always right. Complementary angles always make 90-degree angles. That's what I learned way back in the day, and it helped me remember what 90 degrees meant. Complements are always the right thing to do. Complementary angles are always 90 degrees. Well, there's no fun one for supplementary. Supplementary is the same thing but bigger. Bigger! Add up to be 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Congruent. Congruent means the same or equal. If I have two things that are congruent, you've seen that word before, that means they are the same or equal. Line segment. Line segment, well, it's just a piece of a line. It's a piece of a line that starts and ends. It doesn't go on forever, it starts and it ends. And usually we see this notated or marked. If I have A over here and B over here, the line segment, they'll do A, B, and then put a little line above it. That's what that means. That little line above A and B means we'll have a line segment from A to B. Midpoint. Midpoint is half or halfway. Midpoint just means it cuts my line segment in half. Get a big old sword and cut you in half. Shrink. Now there's a top of you and a bottom of you. Little legs running across. Wee, wee, wee. I don't know. Why is Mr. Venture so weird? Perimeter. If you don't know perimeter right now, I am SMH, bro. SMH. Because we've been in math for way too long for you to not know what perimeter is. Perimeter, I add all the sides. Area, I multiply to find the inside. Like, bruh, if you don't know this, cry. I'll cry for you. Whatever. Alrighty, let's get on to this business down here, the actual problems. This first section is Pythagorean's theorem. Determine whether the following triangle is a right triangle. Well, if I want to find out if this is a right triangle, I know I start with a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Really, the important part for this is finding out what your c is, because it doesn't matter what your a and b are, and they can flip all the time. Well, where is the right angle in this? Well, if there was to be a right angle, it would be right here. And what's the biggest side? Well, the biggest side is going to be the one opposite it. The biggest side is that 39. So I know my 39 is my c. So plugging it into my equation, I'm going to have 39 squared, because I just take the number, put it right where I see the c, and put a squared above it. And then my a and b, does it matter which one I choose, my a or b now? No, it doesn't matter worth anything. So I'm going to choose my a as 15 squared, and my b as 36 squared. Alright, well now I have to simplify it. 15 squared is 225, plus 36 squared is 1,296, and 39 squared is 1,521. Well, now I can simplify this, right? I can add 225 and 1,296. And when I add those up, I get 1,521 is equal to 1,521. Is that a true statement? Yep. So I know this is a right triangle. Retweet. This is a right triangle. Boom. And actually, this one is a Pythagorean triple too, right? Because they are all whole numbers. They make a right triangle, check, and they're all integers. So this one is actually a Pythagorean triple. Alright, use Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side. Alright, well, it's the same way. I have to find my A, my B, my C. This is my A, my B, and my C. Because C is always going to be opposite the right angle. Alright, well, I have 10 squared, which is my A, plus 24 squared is equal to x squared. I'm trying to solve for x. Well, 10 squared is 100, plus 24 squared is 576. It's equal to x squared. So this is 676 is equal to x squared. Now don't forget, I want to get x by itself. I'll scoot it up so you can see. I want to get x by itself. Well, the little 2 is with it right now. How do I get rid of that 2? Well, this is squaring, so if I want to do the opposite of squaring, I square root. And then I square root this side. Square root and square get rid of each other. That's why we did that. And the square root of 676, square root, I get 26. It's equal to x. And I go over here, answer choice D. Alright, 17. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side. Well, this one's kind of confusing because this triangle's turned upside down. But that shouldn't worry us. I draw a line from my right angle to the opposite side, so this has to be what value? Good. Hopefully you said something and you said C. C. So this would be my A and my B. God, why am I so weird? So I plug those into my equation. X squared, my A squared, plus my B plus 11 squared is equal to 18 squared. Alright, well, I'm just going to go across over here. I'm going to have x squared plus 11 squared is 121 equals to 18 squared, 324. Right, well, now I still want to get x squared by itself. So I have to get rid of that 121. So I subtract by 121, subtract by 121. I get x squared is equal to, well, this is going to be 203. 203. So now I have to take the square root, 203, take the square root of that, and I get 14.247. Well, the only one that's close to that they rounded up, we can see, is answer choice B, 14.2. Now, on some tests, you might see different answer choices. You might see, like, 11 times the square root of 4. And if I wanted to see if this was equal to my answer, well, I could just type in my answer into the calculator and then type in this answer choice into the calculator. See if the numbers add up. And if they do, boom, that's my answer choice. Awesome. Here we go. Alright, 18. 18, we want to know if the following are Pythagorean triples. Determine whether or whether not. Alright, well, let's do the easy ones first. I know that Pythagorean triples have to always be whole numbers. Well, there's 2 of them in here that are not whole numbers. Right, the easy one is this one, because 10.9 is not a whole number. Then there's another one in there that might be a little tricky to see, and it's actually this one. Right, if you typed this into your calculator, 2 times the square root of 41, you would not get a whole number. You would not get a nice whole number. If you ever see something like this, it means that you won't get an integer. You will get a decimal. So these 2 are not. Alright, well, now I need to see if they make a right triangle. So in this one, I have my A. This is my C because it's my biggest. That is my C because it is the biggest. There we go, Mr. Mitra. And this can be my B. So I plug them into my equation. 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to 17 squared. So let's see if that works out. I know I have 8 squared, which is 64, plus 225 is equal to 17 squared, 289. So 225 plus 64, and I get 289 equals 289. Good. I have proven that it is a right triangle. This is how, again, I prove if it's a right triangle. So this one works out because they're integers and because it works out the math to a right triangle. I'm Gucci Mane. Alright, this one, got to check if it's a right triangle. This is my A. What's my C? Good, 10, because it is the biggest. This is my B. So I have 6 squared, A squared, plus B squared, 8, is equal to C squared, 10 squared. 6 squared, 36, plus 8 squared, 64, is equal to 100. Let's figure it out. 36 plus 64, 100 is equal to 100. Is that true? Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So I know that this works out as well. Man, we're good at math. Alrighty, now we're getting into solving equations. We're done with those ugly, nasty triangles. How are we going to solve these equations? Well, we've been doing this for a long time. If you can't do this by this point, oof, I will pray for you. Alright. So, this is an easy one-step equation. Remember, I'm trying to solve for x. First thing I have to do is I have to get rid of anything that's not with it. So I have to get rid of this 11. I get rid of the negative 11 by adding 11. Adding 11. These are 0 pairs, so they go away. I bring down the 4x, so I have 4x is equal to 17 plus 11. I get 28. And then I divide by 4, right? Because this operation going on right here is 4 times x. They're smooshed right together, so I got to unsmoosh them by dividing by 4. Dividing by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So x is equal to 7. Hopefully you're getting faster and faster at these. You'll definitely need to know how to do these going on in your life. Alright, number 20. Number 20 has these parentheses. And what do I need to do when I have parentheses? You got it, movers and shakers and smart people. I distribute. 4 times 2x, I get 8x. 4 times negative 7, I get negative 28, is equal to 6x minus 3. Alright, well this problem, I have x's and numbers, and I gotta get them on different sides. I always like moving my x's to the left and my numbers to the right. So I'm gonna need to move this x to the left-hand side. Well, how do I do that? It is a positive 6x right now, so I need to subtract 6x. Subtract 6x. 8x minus 6x, I get 2x. Bring down the minus 28. It's equal to another 0 pair, that's why I did it. And bring down the negative 3. Now, why did I not subtract the 6x from this negative 28? Right? Does this negative 28 have an x with it? No, so they're not like terms. I cannot subtract them if they are not like terms. Good. So now I brought my x's to the left, to the left, to the left. Now I need to bring my numbers to the right, to the right, to the right. So I add 28. I add 28. I bring down my 2x. These go away. And I have negative 3 plus 28. I can easily type that in my calculator. And I get 25. Alright, well now I have to divide by 2. I'm running out of room. I'll go up here. 2x is equal to 25. So I divide by 2. Divide by 2. And this one will actually come out to a decimal. And you're going to get 12.5. And that's my final answer. Alright, here we go. I'll go through this one a little bit faster. I see the parentheses. I need to distribute. Distribute. 2 times x, 2x. 2 times negative 3, negative 6, minus 4, equals 6x plus 1. Alright, well this one has one tiny step in there that I can do extra to help my life out. Over here on the left, I have 1, 2, 3 things. two of these things I can combine. I can combine my like terms. And if you're looking at this -6 and this -4, wanting to make it a -10, you would be correct. So I have 2x minus 10. I combine these two things. Equals 6x plus 1. Good. Again, I'm going to move my x's to the left. Minus 6x minus 6x. 2x minus 6x. I'm going to get -4x. Bring down the 10. So minus 10. 0 pair is equal to 1. Then I move my 10 over. I add 10. I add 10. Now I'm going to get -4x is equal to 11. And then I'm going to divide by -4. Divide by -4. And I get x is equal to -2.75. Again, another decimal. Alright, we're getting pretty good at this. One more type. The only hard thing in number 22 is I have this little negative that's out front. Well, what number is an imaginary number that's right there? It's a -1. And so I need to distribute this -1 all the way through. Here I need to distribute the 2. So I have -1 times 3x. So I get -3x. -1 times -8, I get +8. It's equal to 2 times x, 2x. 2 times -4, -8 plus 3x. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go through real quickly on this one. Over here on the right, I can combine my like terms, my 2x and my 3x. So I have -3x plus 8 is equal to 5x minus 8. I'm going to move the 5x over, minus 5x, minus 5x. I have -8x plus 8 is equal to -8. And then I can move this -8 over. I can move this +8 over by minusing 8. Minusing 8. I get -8 is equal to -16, -8x. Divide by -8, divide by -8, and I get x is equal to +2. I know I went through that real quickly, but we've done this a bunch of times. Alrighty, now we're doing geometry and stuffs. Geometry and stuffs. Alright, this first question says, Vm is congruent to MW. Solve for x and find MW. Alright, well, it's saying that Vm is congruent to MW. What do we know about congruency? We know that those things are equal. So, I'm going to take the length of this, 6x minus 1, I'm going to set it equal to 3x plus 5 because they are congruent. Congruent, congruent. They are equal to each other. Okay, well now I can solve. I move this -3x, -3x. I get 6 minus 3, I get 3x minus 1 is equal to 5. How do I get this -1 over? Oh, I can't even see that. How do I get this -1 over? I add 1, I add 1, and 1. Yeah! Not like James Harden, who couldn't and 1, because he was terrible! Ugh, still mad. So I get 3x is equal to 6, divide by 3, divide by 3, x is equal to 2. Alright, well, you have to be careful. What's it asking us for? It wanted us to find the length of MW. Find the length of MW. Well, MW is this part over here. It is this long right here. 3x plus 5. Well, I just found x. What was x? 2. So let's plug a 2 in there. 3 parentheses 2. So this would be 3 parentheses 2 plus 5. Now this, you could type into your calculator if you wanted to. I'm just doing the math in my head, right? 3 times 2, 6. 6 plus 5, 11. Boom. Done. Alright, next one, 24. PM is congruent to MR. Solve for X to determine the length of PR. Alright, well, real quick, you try and set up the equation. I'm actually going to go let my puppy out because she keeps whining. You set up the equation. Okay. She needed to go around and play because she's a pup. Well, the equation, if they're congruent, they are equal. So I have 2x plus 7 is equal to 8x minus 5. And then it's the same old, move my x over. I'm going to subtract 8x, subtract 8x. I get negative 6x. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. Plus 7 is equal to negative 5. Then I subtract 7, I get negative 6x is equal to negative 5 minus 7. Right, you see two minus signs when you go to your calculator. Don't type in 3. Only give me 2. I get negative 12. Negative 6, I divide by it. So x is equal to positive 2. Now, this one asked for PR. PR is the total distance. The total. Well, if they're congruent, I know that this side is equal to this side. So I really only have to solve for one of them. Let's solve for this one. I get 2, parentheses 2 plus 7. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. And PR is the total. Well, if this is equal to this part over here, this is 11. This also has to be 11. If you plugged a 2 in there, you get 11. And then 11 plus 11, I get 22 as the total distance. So always be careful. Take your time. Look at what it's asking you for. You don't want to just start randomly plugging in numbers and figure out at the end, oops, I solved for the wrong thing. Alright, number 25, cutie is 36 units long. Solve for x to find nt. Well, this one, it's not telling me congruent, it's telling me how long from q to t. It's telling me the total distance. The total distance is 36. So, I just have to add up both of my lengths. I have 3x plus all of this length, 5x plus 4 is equal to 36. Now, these are like terms, so I can combine them. 8x plus 4 is equal to 36. To get rid of this positive 4, I need to subtract 4. It's going to be real small. Itty bitty. 36 minus 4, so I have 8x is equal to 32. Divide by 8, divide by 8. X is equal to 4. Again, if you don't understand the process of solving, it's the same thing over and over again. Go back, pause it before I start solving it, and try it on your own. Then see where you messed up. That's the easiest way to learn, is try it on your own, then go back and watch what I'm doing. If you got it, great, go on. If you didn't, look to see where you keep messing up. Look to see where your answer is different from my answer, and then go back and fix it. Alright, nt, I want to know where nt, well, nt is this distance here, so I have 5, but instead of an x, I'm going to plug in 4, because I just solved for x, plus 4. 5 times 4, 20, 20 plus 4, 24. And that's how I solve for nt. Alright, we're on a roll. Wow, this review is so long. Alrighty, TM is 41 units long. Solve for X to determine the length of BM. Bam, bam, bam! Alright, well again, it's telling me the total length. The total length from T to M is 41. So, let's write out an equation for it. I have 4x minus 5 is equal, plus, because I'm adding them. This isn't congruent. I don't set them equal. Bad, Mr. Veenstra. Bad. plus 2 parentheses 3x minus 2 is equal to 41. Alright, well I have to get rid of this 2, and I get rid of it by distributing. So I have 4x minus 5. 2 times 3, 6x. 2 times negative 2, negative 4 equals 41. Alright, well I can combine my like terms. I have an x over here, an x over here, a number over here, and a number over here. 4x and 6x, I get 10x. Negative 5, negative 4, I get negative 9. It's equal to 41. Then I'm going to add 9. Add 9. I get 10x is equal to 50. Alrighty, well then I need to divide by 10. Divide by 10. 50 divided by 10 is 5. Alright, well now I want to find the length of the line segment. Remember, this is what I was talking about in the vocab. Line segment BM. Well, B starts here all the way to M, so I plug in a 5, so I have 2 parentheses 3, and then another parentheses for my 5 minus 2. And again, if you wrote it like that, you can type it right into the calculator. I'll go ahead and do the math for us. 3 times 5, 15, minus 2, I get 13. Then I have to multiply it all by 2. 13, because this was all 13, times 2 is equal to 26. But again, if you wanted to set it up like this, type it in your calculator. That's perfectly okay. You will get the right answer as long as you use your parentheses. Okay, number 27, angle dog. Oh, I missed my puppy. Angle dog is 112 degrees. Use the picture to determine x. Alright, well, the angle DOG, dog, is this angle right here. And so I know that these two angles add up to equal the total angle. So I'm going to write the equation for it. 4x minus 10 plus 6x plus 2 is equal to 112. Now, I've been doing this a bunch, sort of getting tired of doing it, but not really because I love doing math because I'm an uber nerd. But I want you to pause the video right now and solve it on your own. I am not going to solve it for you, nor am I going to solve the next one for you. I'm just going to set up the equation because you need to get the practice of solving these on your own. So again, solve it on your own, solve for x. I can tell you x is going to be 10 because I did the math in my head just now. Woo! Alright, number 28, angle cat, meow, is 134. So here's my diagram, CAT, wow, I can't draw on a straight line, is equal to 134. So again, these two angles add to equal 134. So I'm going to set up the equation again. 3x plus 4 plus 5x minus 2 is equal to 134. Again, go through the problem. Try it on your own. You need to be trying these or you'll never know what you need to do. And I'll tell you this one, x is equal to 16.5. I think I did that math right in my head. If I didn't, you can come up to me and slap me later. Number 29. Number 29 is very similar. Two angles are used to make up one complementary angle. Oh wait, we know what complementary means. Complementary means 90 degrees. Complements are always right. Complements are always right. Alright, so these add up to equal 90. So let's set up an equation for that. 7x minus 4 plus 2x minus 5 is equal 90. I have to solve for x and then find the degree AOB. AOB. Alright, combine my like terms. I have a 7x, a 2x, That gets me 9x. I have a -4, a -5. Those combine to give me -9 is equal to 90. I add 9. I add 9. 9x is equal to 90 plus 9. 99. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. X is equal to 11. 11. So x is 11. But it wanted me to find angle AOB. Alright, well, if I start at A, go all the way down to O, and then to B, it's this angle right here. That's the angle that I'm looking for. So, well, I have x, let's just plug an x in there. 7 parentheses, because I'm replacing x. 11 minus 4. Alright, again, you can type this into the calculator if you want, but I'm going to do it because I'm Mr. Beanstalk and I'm a superhero. 7 times 11, I get 77. 77 minus 4, I get 73 degrees, because it's an angle. 77 degrees. Alright, number 30. Two angles make up a supplementary angle. Supplementary, remember from our vocab, 180 degrees. 180 degrees. If the angles make up a supplementary angle, I know I'm going to need to add them together. So I have 2x minus 8 plus x plus 5 is equal to 180. Combine my like terms, 2x and x, I have 3x. Negative 8 plus 5, I get negative 3 equals 180. I add 3. I add 3. I get 3x is equal to 183. Then I need to divide by 3. I'm just rewriting it so I have more space. 183 divided by 3. Well, 3 into 18 is 6. So this is 61. X is equal to 61. Alright, well, I want to see how big the smallest angle is. Well, I have my x value. Let's plug it back into here and see which one is smaller. So I have 2 parentheses 61 minus 8. 2 times 61 is 126, or 122, sorry. 122 minus 8 is going to be 114. Then I have 61 as the x value for the next one, for this equation, plus 5. 61 plus 5, 61 plus 5 is 66. Which one is smaller? Ding, 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 ding. So the smallest angle is 66. Now, if you wanted to check yourself, add these two things up. What's 114 plus 66? If I type that in my calculator real quick, I would get 180. Isn't that what I wanted my angles to add up to equal? Yep. So I know I did it right, because I'm a freaking genius. Alright, last 3 problems. Whew, there's been a lot of math on this paper. Too much math, too much sauce. You. The perimeter of the rectangle is 56. Solve for x. Alright, now stop. I made you all feel real stupid, or some of you feel real stupid. What kind of shape is this? This shape is a rectangle. Good. How many sides does a rectangle have? 4. I ain't never seen a rectangle with 2 sides. So, label your other sides. This is 2x minus 1, 4x plus 5. Now, if I'm finding perimeter, the perimeter is given. Again, perimeter, I add up all the sides. So let's look at my x's first. I have 2x, 4x, that's 6x. Then I add on another 2x. That's 6 plus 2, I get 8, plus another group of 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Again, if you wanted to write this all out, you could. I'm just using my shortcut. I'm looking at this. Okay, I have x, 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 and x. 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 gets me 12. Then I have a -1, a +5, a -1, a +5. The two 5s combine to give me 10. -1, -1, I get +8. That's equal to 56. Alright, now I can solve. I get 12x after I subtract 8. Subtract 8 is equal to 56 minus 8 is 48. Divide by 12. Divide by 12. X is equal to 4. X is equal to 4. Alright, well now I can plug this 4. First of all, let me write the answer down. Duh. I can plug this 4 in for my length and my width. My length would be 4 parentheses 4 plus 5. 4 times 4, 16. 16 plus 5, 21. And then I can plug this 4 in for my width. My width would be 2x minus 1, but again, I have my x, so I have 2 times 4 minus 1. 2 times 4, 8 minus 1, 7. Bam. Alrighty, number 32. Number 32 is very similar to number 31. In fact, it's almost the exact same problem. But they don't give you the picture. So you smart artist, you need to draw the picture. I'm not going to solve this one again. I'm going to set it up for you, and you're going to have to solve it. So I know I have a rectangle. My length is 7x plus 2. My width is 5x minus 5. And I know the perimeter is 66. Well, I'm going to go ahead and label all my sides because I'm dealing with perimeter. Do not be that silly person that only uses 2 sides. And if I want to add this all up, I have 5x, 7x, 5x, 7x. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus my 7 plus 7, I get 24x. Again, I'm just combining my like terms because I'm adding them all up. Then I'm looking at my numbers. I have a -5, a -5, a +2, and a +2. -5, I get -10. +2, +2, I get -6. Is equal to the total, which was 66. Alright, it's up to you to go through and solve for x, solve for the length, solve for the width, and then area is just length times width. Length times width. Again, we just did this problem, so pause it, try it on your own. Alright, welcome back. Mr. Green's just being rude and not giving you answers, because he don't care. Number 33, the last problem. Oh my goodness, I'm going to cry. Not really. I'm actually going to scream and shout. Woo! Number 33, the perimeter of a triangle below is 11 centimeters. Solve for x. Alright, perimeter, 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 perimeter. I am adding up all the sides. So I have this side, and this side. I add up all the sides. I have 8x minus 1 plus x plus 3x. And that's all equal to 11. So I'm just adding up all the sides for perimeter. Now I have an 8x, an x, and a 3x. Remember, there's a little 1 right here with this x. 8x plus 1 plus 3, I get 12x. And then I have a -1 equal to 11. I'll go ahead and solve this one for you, seeing as how it's the last one. I add 1. I add 1. I get 12x is equal to 12. Divide by 12. Divide by 12. X is equal to 1. So my x is 1. Now I can go through and plug in my 1 in here. Well, let's do the easy ones. 3x. So 3 times 1 is 3. Then this one is just x. Well, x is 1. So one of my sides is 1. And then my other side, my bigger side up here, I have 8 times 1 minus 1. 8 times 1, 8. Duh. Minus 1, 7. Let's do a real quick check. Let's add up all these sides. 3 plus 1 plus 7. Do I get 11? Yep. So I get a big old happy smiley face with his tongue sticking out. Actually, it looks like teeth. I'm going to make him teeth. He's Dracula. He's mad. Alrighty, little Gumbies. That is one of the last reviews from Mr. Veenstra. Again, if you are confused on any of that stuff, go back. Watch it again. Because that's the joys of the interwebs. You can do it. Put down your fidget spinners and try it. See ya!